Hey guys, it's me, the Music Man, and my head hurts. My producer and I, off screen, we buried the hatchet, so hopefully today's album event calendar video comes with no conflict. There's no stakes. Nothing surprising's gonna happen today. We're talking about Speedin' Bullet to Heaven, Kid Cudi's most divisive release. Before we get started, our sponsor would like to have a word. Are you tired of not having some bullshit old title attributed to you? Do you find that people make fun of you because you can't prove your wealth? That's where Kulaks R Us comes in. It's simple. Kulaks R Us sells you a square foot or two of land in Eastern Europe, and you get a cool title to go with it. Being a kulak is an important historical status symbol that you can use anywhere. Put it on your Facebook profile, credit cards, birth certificate, anything. So go to Kulaks R Us today and improve your life today. Anyways, Kid Cudi, rapper, artist, professional hummer. He dropped some cool stuff in the late 2000s. He did Man on the Moon. He did some tracks with some asshole. In 2015, Cudi decided to change his sound up from his usual psychedelic, introspective rap music to grunge, I guess. Changes in musical direction are hard to pull off. Generally, I respect it, even if it doesn't pan out. I think it's important that artists experiment. Without change or evolution, your career kind of gets stagnant. But, Speeding Bullet to Heaven kind of proves that you shouldn't try new things sometimes. This album's fascinating to me. It's like every creative decision that was made just so happened to be the wrong one. The instrumentals here are really underwhelming. They're generic at best and repetitive and grating at worst. It takes a lot of notes from 90s alt rock, but feels like a pale imitation of that sound. Speaking of the 90s, Beavis and Butthead show up on a couple tracks for some reason. These interludes feel out of place here, especially when Beavis and Butthead start talking about how much they like the album. I don't really get the rationale of getting two characters that are supposed to be morons to praise your album while someone's listening to the album. Cudi's vocals here are obnoxious. Whatever he's doing, it just doesn't work. His singing is just bad. They don't blend with the instrumentals. They wouldn't have sounded good on a hip-hop album. I don't know what he's going for here. There's a lot of percussive notes here that just don't work either. A lot of nas, a lot of yas on these tracks. And if I wasn't annoyed before, I certainly was afterwards. Overall, this one's a disaster. I respect that Cudi's willing to be open with his audience. A lot of talk about substance abuse and mental illness are scattered throughout these tracks. But just because you talk about real things doesn't make it good. I feel like the writing here lacked the tact or the nuance that you really need when you're talking about mental illness. It's really hard to take the dark subject matter of this album seriously when Beavis and Butthead show up more than once. Cudi would go on to describe this album as a cry for help, and I think that's a very apt description of this project. Anyways, it's box time. Rain Dogs by Tom Waits. I have a joke for this one. Can we just cut it?